Hey, what's going on, guys? It's TheBlueMatrix here, and welcome back to another tier video. So, today, thanks to a comment made by, I don't know who made the comment, but I'll probably put it on the screen. And, today, we're going to be doing another tier list, and this is for the best and worst zombies maps. I already put the, never played maps on the screen, so that way we don't have to deal with those. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to show some love. Hit the like button down below. Maybe we get to like 5 likes or something like that. That'd be greatly appreciated. And also, if you're at all new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications and become a part of the notification squad. Without further ado, let's get started. So now the first fit. So we're gonna be going into chronological order from Noct all the way up to D Machine. So yeah, let's start with Nocturne Totem. So I like Noct because it's our very first map. Well, not my very first map, but because my first map was not Transit, Kino. But Nocturne Totem did start everything all together. There's no perks. All you had was a mystery box, 3 rooms, and yeah. So to be honest, I think just for the starters, I think it does deserve an A tier. I think if it worked out the bugs a little bit more, then yeah, I'd say it'd be good. But yeah. Alright, so next up we have is Verruckt. Kind of an interesting pick. Verruckt, I mean, I always looked at it as a co-op map. I don't look at it as a solo map because it's super difficult. But, however, Verruckt is a nice map because it introduced the perks, our first set of characters, with Peter McCain and maybe even Tank Dempsey if he was in the map. But yeah, Verruckt is a pretty nice map. Still no wonder weapon, but it's still nice to have. So, Verruckt, I would probably go with a B tier, to be honest with you. Like I said, if it was a co-op is great. It's higher up, but for just a regular map overall, I'd say it's on B tier. Now Shino Numa, that's kind of great to debate. Okay, so first map we ever had, the Wonderwaff, the first ever Wonder Weapon. To be honest with you, it's also known best for training. Shoot, it's kind of hard to rank this one. I mean, I'm thinking about putting it A or B. It's not worthy of an S tier. But you know what? Let me go ahead and turn it to God tier. I'm gonna turn it to that. So Shino Numa definitely doesn't get a God tier, but I want to say, I think this is the first map that we start up on training. I mean, aside from Nox, but it's a great question. I want to say it's probably an A tier. I probably would say it's an A tier. Now Doris, this is where things get interesting. All right, Doris. We also get the Wonderwaff. Again, a very buggy map, but one of my favorite maps of all time. So there's not going to be to me. There's not going to be that many God tier maps. But however, I mean, despite bugs, I want to say this map is great. It's still challenged. I mean, it's still challengeful, but however, I think, to be honest with you, I think this deserves a God tier, to be honest with you. Next up we have is Kino. And it really shames me that I should not put this on the God tier list. For multiple reasons, alright? Number one. Well, actually, I don't have any reasons. Well, I guess I do, okay? Number one is pretty tight, alright? You got crawlers always getting you, and it's very annoying, especially after you kill them, and they got just 4 bursts of gas. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's my very first map ever, and, well, it shames me that I can't put it on God tier. I can definitely say that I can put it on an A tier. But, I mean, if it worked on it a little bit more, then yeah, I would most definitely put it on God tier. But yeah, I would most definitely do so. Next one is 5. And 5 is a very difficult map to pick. Because it's so tight. It is so freaking tight that I would pull my own hair out to get to a high round. I mean, good luck trying to, if you want to get to a high round, good luck. I mean, the only best strategy is to train and have the other 3 freaking be in the elevators. But that's about the best strategy you can get if you're working on co-op. If you're doing it on solo, then there's not really much options you can do. Because I'm having to die on low rounds so many times on this map. But at least it's better than Shangri-La. I mean, we'll get to that later. But 5, decent map. But however, I'll give it a C tier, to be honest with you. Next up we have is Ascension. Now, this is a debatable one because if we're talking about BO1 Ascension, a BO3 Ascension, it would have easily been God tier, but hands down. But however, Ascension for BO1, I mean, it's still a good map. It's still a great map. I say the monkeys kind of ruined the experience by taking away your perks, and you only have to have, and you can only really use like 2 perks, just about. You can get like Juggernog and Speed Cult, maybe PhD, since it's closest to you if you train right by the launch pad. So I would probably say that's a tough one. I'd probably put this one on a B tier, to be honest, because I think Ascension it would worked on it a little bit more. Get rid of the monkeys, have them like steal your drops instead, like they do on Shangri-La. And I would say this would be higher up, but just stealing your perks, just hands down alone, just ruin the experience. Next up we have is Call of the Dead, the first the first solo Easter egg attempt you can ever do, and I don't know what to say about this one. I mean you play as your Hollywood characters. You got Sarah, you got I forgot the other names, but however, it's a pretty nice map. The only thing I hate is the fog, George Romero. So respectfully, it's going on C tier, to be honest with you. Next up we have is Shangri-La. Now this map, oh my god, I was debating on putting it onto the D. There's no way it's gonna be on C tier. No way in hell it's C tier. The Wonder Weapon is about the most decent thing you're going to get out of it. I liked its music. I like the song that the map is. That's about the only thing that holds it up. But however, even then it doesn't help it any. Oh my god. Oh, this is so hard to pick. I want to say, you know what? Screw it. I'm putting it on F. That map is it's not like crazy hard like it should be. It's just like stupid hard. Like struggling trying to get space to get around the zombies. You got freaking the mutated bosses like the Shrieker. I mean, I could deal with the Shrieker. I could deal with the Shrieker. I'm okay with him. But it's just the freaking the napalm zombie. His fire lasts for like 20 seconds. And you can't go through it because you're gonna freaking die, and it's also so freaking tight. It's horrible. It's so horrible. The Wonder Weapon is decent enough, but however, even it can get you killed. So yeah, it's on F tier. It's on F tier. I don't like Shang. I do not like it at all. Next up we have is Moon. Now Moon is I actually like Moon a little bit better than Shang. But like I said, you got a boss floating around to following you around, but at least it doesn't have a whole bunch of health like George did, so it got that going. I would say the Easter egg. I mean, it's soloable on BO3, but BO2 and not BO1, you have to have 4-player co-op in order to get the Easter egg done. Though it could have easily been done solo if they had allowed it. Wonder Weapon, I do like the Wonder Weapon. It's a really good gun. You either get a zap gun or you can merge it and make it the wave gun, and that's awesome. I would say put it on D tier. You also got the gravity that kind of ruins your experience as well. You also got the excavators that punctures the air pods and you have to have a freaking hazmat suit to freaking get in there. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Next up we have is Transit. Now Transit, oh my. Okay. Transit, this is going to be a more of a controversial pick. I would put Transit over Shangri-La. Now let me describe my reasonings, okay? I understand, it's a bad map. it's a bad map, a god-awful map. It was unpolished, unfinished. And it leads you to stressful situations. But however, that's also a positive about this map. We always go back to it. We always go back to this map, and then we always try to face those issues. I mean, this is a map that it's not like Shangri-La where you just want to quit and never go back to it. But this is the map where I actually do enjoy. I actually enjoyed its torture. I know it's kind of kinky, but however, I'm gonna put. This is gonna be. I would put this one at a C tier. And I know. I mean, it's a little weird seeing Transit not being on the very worst list, but at least it's something I go back to. But yeah. Next up, we have is Town, Bus Depot, and Farm. Now, I could have easily put these on B tier or A tier, but however, we're gonna go ahead and get started with one. First one. We're going to go with Town. It's going to go on A tier because at least with Town, you got everything in one location. It's something to practice on to get ready for your other games. You got something to prepare. Bus Depot, it's kind of like, it's also going to be on an A tier because at least with Bus Depot, you can, practice without any perks or anything like that. And something like that. And the last one's going to be like Farm. And this is going to be on a B tier, lower than the other two, because with Farm, there's no Pack-a-Punch. It's the foggiest one out of the other maps. It's kind of like difficult to see, especially it's dark and such. It's kind of more of a tougher situation with Farm. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with these right here. Next up we have is Nuketown Zombies. Now, Nuketown Zombies is, well, okay, so let's discuss about Nuketown a little bit. You got randomized perks. You don't know when or what Pack-a-Punch is going to come or Jug's going to come. It's either round 5 where you can most definitely get Jug, or round 25 to where you probably won't get it. And there's really no Easter egg aside from like getting to round 25 and then you notice Richtofen taking over the zombies at that point. That's about all you get out of it. Sorry. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm gonna put it about just a little bit lower than Transit. I'm gonna put it at D tier. I mean, it could have been more if they would have added a Wonder Weapon. Then I would put it easily on C tier, but there's just nothing here for you to get. Next up we have is Die Rise. Now, Die Rise is also a debatable one. The only thing I'm going to put this one at D tier. The only reason I'm not giving it an F tier is because at least it had a very good Wonder Weapon. Now, if Transit were to swap places and have the Solidifier and Die Rise had the jet gun, this would already be on an F tier, and Transit would have all the way been up at God tier, all the way. Because at least I know plenty of good locations to use the Solidifier. This would have made drastic changes. So yeah. Next up we have is Mob of the Dead. Now, you already know where I'm going to put this Mob of the Dead at. You got the characters, you got the story, you got the Easter egg. Though sadly, the Easter egg's not soloable. You can only get like 99% of it. You got the Wonder Weapon, you got the traps, you got the boss. I mean, you got everything in this map. It's really good, especially when the map is based on a real life event of Alcatraz, especially Escape from Alcatraz, the movie. You can watch it on Paramount Plus. I know I'm sponsoring it, but really good movie. Go check it out. But yeah, Mob of the Dead gets a God tier. I'm just gonna be straight up. It gets a God tier. I love this map so much. Next up we have is Buried, and for a fun fact, Buried is my very first DLC map I've ever played. Ever. And I've loved Buried so much. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like it could have been, well, that's a tough one. I love Buried. I feel like it could have done a little bit more to get it. You know what? Hell with it. I'm putting it on God tier. I mean, Buried gets God tier. You got Ray Gun Mark II. You got Paralyzer, though it's okay. I mean, you can only go. It's only used for like transportation methods. You got Vulture Raid, the Witch's Mansion, where you get a free perk. You got Leroy, which can bust a whole bunch of places down. It's a really good experience. Well, you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna put it down here because I feel like if it would have had like, let's just say if it were to fix up the Paralyzer and swapped it out with something else, like maybe put like a Solidifier in here or something like that, it would have easily been God tier. But however, it's gonna go on A tier for the best. Okay, so last Black Ops 2 map we have is Origins. Now, we also know where this is gonna go. So Origins, I mean, it's a great experience. Origins has the staffs. It has the ability to get you 8 perks. You have the There was another thing. There was another thing there. Um, oh yeah, you also got the G strikes. I mean, it's super powerful. It's awesome, and I also like its Easter egg. And now it's sad that we don't have a boss fight in this Easter egg, but at least we got a challengeful Easter egg. It's a hard Easter egg, but it's a great Easter egg. So this one also gets a God tier. All right, I'm gonna get a drink for this real quick. Next up is Shadows of Evil. Shadows of Evil, okay, let me go ahead and give a fun fact about Shadows of Evil. Back in the day when Black Ops 3 was being announced, and Zombies is getting announced, I was really not so excited about Shadows of Evil, to be honest with you. Because I thought it would completely break gameplay, especially with the Gobblegum system. I was really not excited for it. But after it came out and I got the game and Shadows of Evil was the only map I was able to play, I actually grew to the map. I really enjoyed its gameplay. So yeah, what do we like about it? Okay, so you got something similar to Afterlife. You got the Beast mode. You also got the Apothecary Servant. Easily in my top 5 wonder weapons, easily. And and yeah, and you got the little Arnie's. You also got your Gobblegum system, which I thought would be game breaking, which kind of is game breaking nowadays. But it's awesome. So I'm gonna put this one. I want to say up at God tier, to be honest with you. This too gets a God tier map. Let's go to Derice. You know what? Where's really, you don't have the Giant on here? All right. Well, since the Giant's on here, the Giant would have been on A tier, maybe B tier, but yeah, it would have been good. So, Derice is a great map. I love it. It's a great map, and it too gets a God tier. I don't even have to explain it. I don't even have to explain why it gets God tier. I mean, you can answer yourself. I mean. Yeah, I mean, but you can figure that out. I'll let you figure that out. So, yeah. Next up we have is Garage Crovie. Garage Crovie, I know a lot of people love this map. Garage Crovie is a good map, alright? I'll be honest with you. I mean, but I just don't think it's God tier worthy. To be honest with you, okay, there's a number of reasons why it doesn't get God tier or even an A tier, alright? Number one, it's the map. The map is a complete cluster. Is a complete cluster. It's it's like a maze to me. All right, I have no idea where the hell I'm going, and the thing to top it all off is its Easter egg. I hated its Easter egg so much. Just to get the stuff to get together, and you also got the challenges, which is the overall worst thing about the Easter egg. The challenges, I hated it so much. You got to escort. You gotta escort the Russian Mangler. You got to kill Gersh, which, oh my gosh, man, I hated it so much. You got to escort a drone. You got disable bombs in a certain order. You'll die instantly, no matter if you have Juggernaut or not. I hated it so much. But, however, at least its boss fight is awesome. If they would have made this Easter egg a little bit more easier, I would have definitely put it higher on the list. But I'm gonna put this at a C tier, to be honest with you. Well, I might be humble enough to give it a B tier, but I'm just gonna give it a C tier. I'm gonna get. Hold on, let me go ahead and get. I'm gonna turn my air conditioner on. I'm freaking burning up in here. Woo! Oh, it is freaking hot in here. Alright, next up we have is Zetsumoto Shima. And, well, I don't know why I didn't do Garage before. Didn't know why I didn't do this before that, but however, this is going to be a little bit weird, because I actually personally like Zetsubo. Alright, its Easter egg is good. The Wonder Weapon, yeah, it's a little tedious to get, and it's probably one of the more buggiest maps in BO3, but I like it. It's a little bit more simple. It's not something that you got to go super hard on, but it's challengeable, but not too difficult like Verruckt is. So I'm gonna put this one at a B tier. I mean, it doesn't get an A or definitely not a God, but definitely not an A. But it's enough to get a B tier. I mean, it's a B plus game to me. And now the last BO3 map before we move on to BO4, we have Revelations. Whew. Well, where do I start on Revelations? Well, Revelations, I mean, it had potential. It's not overall a bad map. It's just Revelations, I mean, I'm not let down because of its gameplay. I actually love its gameplay so much, but it's just, it's Easter egg. It's Easter egg. It's ridiculously difficult. Maybe not like Garand Crovie range of difficult, but however, it's like so difficult. I mean, at least it's rewardful, but I want to say, I mean, I've had a good time with it, but however, I want to put this one also on a B tier. It doesn't get any of these rankings up here. It just doesn't get any of that, in my opinion. And now, next up we have are the Black Ops 4 maps, and we're going to start with Blood of the Dead. Blood of the Dead is, oh, alright, it's not worthy of an F tier, but however, I say Blood of the Dead is just stupid. The Blood of the Dead is stupid. I say, I mean, okay, its Easter egg is stupid. The Wonder Weapon process is stupid. And you killed my boy Richtofen. You know, I'm going to talk about this over the overall game. You killed my boy Richtofen 3 mother effing times. You know what? I'm going to say screw it. I'm going to put this on F tier. I say screw it. This is the first time you killed my boy, and you also made the Easter egg so freaking stupid. So no, I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it right here. Next up is Classified. Now, Classified is, I mean, I probably like this map more than any other map in there. Maybe aside from Alpha Omega. But, however, Classified is, it's kind of like, it's 5, but it's a little bit better. But, however, even for me, I mean, it creates some plot holes. I mean, I'm not going to put anything high on the list, but I'm going to give it a D tier. I mean, at least it gives us, like, at least it gives us to ease back a little bit. It's nothing overall crazy. It's just something to ease back with us right there. Not a map that you could really take seriously. Now we are on the Chaos maps, and boy oh boy, let's go ahead and do this. All right, let's start with. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be truthful with you. I barely played any of these maps, barely. So. And also, it's just my satisfaction. I think I'm just going to put all 4 of them on the F tier, but maybe not. Let's see. Voyage definitely deserves an F tier. I just feel like that its startup is a little bit weak. I mean, you kind of just jump straight. You just kind of jump straight to the point instead of just explaining these characters a little bit. I mean, I feel no connection with these characters. 9 also gets well, I probably wouldn't say go to F. I'd probably put this on a D tier, but it's just that none of these characters are interesting to me, and its maps, I mean, its plot doesn't make any sense. Or I mean, I don't get what they're trying to go with in these games. So yeah, I'm going to put Dead of the Night. I think I had the least entertainment with Dead of the Night, so I'm going to put it on F. I mean, I've only played this map once, and that's really about it. I mean, I never went back to this map. And the last thing we're going to put it on is Ancient Evil. I'm also going to put this on an F tier. Well, probably not. I'll probably put this on a D tier. It wrapped up the story, but I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to put it on F. They dropped the story where it's at on a cliffhanger. Okay, so you beat your boss. I think it was like some kind of Pegasus or something like that. You beat your boss. You free the serpent lady. Okay, she brainwashes the chick, which basically promotes LGBT. Not that I have a problem with it or anything. Not that I have a problem with lesbianism or anything. But also, But also, you also brainwashed the scientist guy, and also Diego's kind of left alone as the only person that's not brainwashed. But not only that, you just also dropped the story on a cliffhanger, and I did not appreciate it. Next up, we have is Alpha Omega, and to be honest with you, this is probably one of the more only decent maps I really liked in Black Ops 4. And besides, we haven't had any hype for this game since Revelations. And that was a long time ago. During that time. And, you know what? I say for Alpha, this is probably going to be the best map I can get for Black Ops 4, so I'm going to put it on C tier. Yeah, I think it kind of deserves it. And maybe I can go back and do the Easter egg for it, but I don't know. The last one we have is Untitled Totem. Okay. Let's see. The Easter egg was completed on the same day it came out. You killed my boy Richtofen 2 more times. The story, it was just weak. The story was weak. I feel like they kind of dropped what they were originally wanting to do. I mean, they didn't have any idea what they were going to do with this, so they just kind of like cut it. So, tag, I wouldn't say F tier, but I'm gonna give it a D tier, to be honest with you. It could have been way more, but I don't know. I always was able to play Victus again for a moment, but that's it. So, we are on our last map, which I played before, and it is D Machine. Ooh, D Machine. Where do we start with you? This isn't a map that I would consider we should take seriously, to be honest with you. It's more of an arcade play map, so in my opinion, and also it did reintroduce the classic system in a more altered way, but but overall it is a nice map. But it's nothing special, but I can put it in the middle and put it on a C tier. It's decent enough. I mean. It's decent enough, but however, it's not something I would like to go on there so constantly. It's not an experience that I would go back to. It just wasn't for me. So yeah, that ranks all my maps from worst to best. And well, if I were to pick the worst map of this group right here, I would easily pick Shangri-La. And if I were to pick the best map on here, ooh, that's a tough one. I would have to go with... I want to say Dreisendrach. Because Dreisendrach, you can complete the solo. So yeah, Dreisendrach and Shangri-La. Those are the two. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one and find this one a little bit informational. And if you do, be sure to show some love. Hit the like button down below. Maybe we can get to like 5 likes, something like that. That'd be greatly appreciated. And also, if you're at all new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, become a part of the notification squad. Hope you guys enjoyed, and well, I'll see you dudes next time. Peace out, Major Alex.